We're about 7 hours from the kickoff of Chiefs Commanders, and I almost have an opinion about this football game. That's right, I don't mean to brag, but about 7 hours to kick off, I almost feel like it's a game day. That's kind of the effect that Monday Night Football has sometimes, but look, I don't think that's anything to be worried about. I mean, think about it. When's the last time the Chiefs had a Monday Night Football game that they were supposed to win against kind of a weird team who was hard to pin down? Oh, just like a little bit earlier this season against the Jacksonville Jaguars? Well, that was in Jacksonville. That's probably different, right? No, the Chiefs didn't have Rashee Rice. That'll probably fix it, right? Yeah. Probably. That'll probably iron out. Let's find out together here over the next hour or so on a game day edition of Everything Else. I'm Joshua Brisco, Tucker D. Franklin behind the scenes, and will join us in front of the scenes here in just a little while. But that really is where I have sort of settled in right now for tonight's game. Just sort of this feeling of like, okay, it's got enough ingredients that anything could come out of the oven. Like, legitimately. If you told me something strange would happen on Monday Night Football with Marcus Mariota as the starting quarterback for a team coming into Arrowhead, I'd be like, yeah, no, man, of course. Yeah, of course, that makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't it be weird? Why wouldn't that line up to some sort of strangeness? It probably will. Something will probably happen tonight that makes this game less fun and less convincing than what the Chiefs did to the Raiders last week. We're probably not going to get another shutout blowout tonight. Washington has real weapons. They're on to their second quarterback. In general, that's the vibe of tonight's game. But again, this is Everything Else, brought to you by KC Cannabis Company. For more on them, you can visit them online at kccannabis.com. I'm going to actually start today's show with everything outside of tonight's game. They're going to end this show with everything else. Tucker and I have a real project for you, well, for ourselves, and then we'll share our knowledge with you in the back half of the show with some just some mobile game graveyard fun. Uh-oh, I've got a link from Tucker to a hashtag report. I'm just going to read it live now as I attempt to get it to load. Hopefully the stream is still functioning as I've made my behind-the-scenes changes to make sure the show stream stays active. I saw this one elsewhere. The Titans are dealing Roger McCreary to the Rams. The trade deadline festivities have begun. There's a corner on the move, and shockingly, the Tennessee Titans are selling. So I'll tell you what, I would love to have a little live Chiefs trade to break down during the show today. If that happens, by golly, we will let you know. We've got, between me and Tucker, I think 47 screens pointed at our faces to make sure that we get whatever that news may be. We'll share it with you if we get more, but there's one domino here in what could be a pretty busy week as teams begin to fully buy or sell as the trade deadline approaches. So we'll certainly have more on that front by Friday's show. We'll talk about it this week on Only Weird Games. Maybe we'll get a little news today. I don't want to make today's show or even this segment about tipping my hat to the Denver Broncos, because I don't believe that. I don't believe that they're necessarily deserving of that. I've mentioned it a few times now. I was a temporary New York football fan for 2 weeks as the Jets and Giants attempted to beat the Denver Broncos, something that they made look impossible. I was a little bit impressed by what the Broncos did yesterday. They just absolutely demolished the Dallas Cowboys 44-24. The Broncos defense is pretty good. The Cowboys defense is atrocious. I prickle every time I see, I think it was leading up to Sunday Night Football last night, or maybe it was the halftime show, when I see the lower third of Bo Nix stays hot as the Broncos rise to 6-2. I don't believe that. I'm guessing you don't either. I'm not sure if Broncos fans believe that. Some of them do. So I don't fear the Denver Broncos. They could totally beat the Chiefs this season. But I don't think the Broncos are like a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I think the AFC West has one legitimate Super Bowl contender, the Kansas City Chiefs, and 3 playoff teams. I don't know if they're all going to make it. I don't know if one more Chargers injury will be enough to just start sliding them out of the outside looking in playoff picture graphics. I don't know. VF is Epic says, is Bo Nix our Joe Flacco, where the question of is he elite is always up in the air? I think Bo Nix is probably going to end up being more Tua Tagovailoa. I think he's going to end up being the guy where you go, okay, he's a professional quarterback who can run an NFL offense. Is he worth all this money? Tua got all the money. The collapse began. And then he had a good game, and now he's back, baby. Miami Dolphins, never a doubt. That's the NFL. This time a week ago, it was bleep Tua. He's calling out his teammates at the podium. This week, how many points did they score? How many points did the Dolphins put up? Hold on. 34-10 over the Falcons, who earlier this year got shut out by the Panthers, but might be good and might stink. Who's to say? That's how quick the rest of the league moves, and that's, I think, why I, in my advancing years, my lesson this NFL season has been to just underreact to things, and you'll probably look pretty smart by the end of it. And that's working fine for me. I'm going to underreact until I see it for 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 weeks, and then I'll react. If you are now calling Miami because you want to get your hands on Tua, they'll answer. They don't believe in what we saw yesterday either. Kind of a stinky day in the NFL yesterday as well, by the way. One real close game. It was Jets-Bengals. Oof. The Ass Bowl. Or actually the Jets Bowl. Because they're lower than ass in the ass list. We'll get to the rest of that with Tucker in a minute. What I will say in terms of, I don't know if I'm tipping my hat or just kind of adjusting it. I'm so casually tipping my hat, I might just be trying to let a little air in. But the Broncos aren't going to roll over. The AFC West is not going to roll over. The Chargers aren't just going to go away. And the Broncos have had plenty of chances to stub their toe and to give the Chiefs a little extra window to just slide on in and be in control of the division the rest of the way. And the Broncos haven't done that. In a league where the wins and losses do actually matter, the Broncos do deserve credit for that. The Chargers do deserve credit for thumping Carson Wentz on Thursday Night Football, because that's the stuff you've got to do. The Chiefs got credit for thumping the Raiders. I'm giving the Bills credit yesterday. If you can either find a blowout or just survive against middle or low of the pack teams, that's how you stay at the top of the standings. So right now, it's looking like the Chiefs are going to have to do it themselves against the Broncos at least once this year, certainly. You're not going to be able to lose that tiebreaker completely, I don't think. If the Chiefs handle their business today, they're still 1 game back of Denver. And they'll be tied in the standings with the Chargers. Obviously lost the head-to-head tiebreaker. They'll play again. But that's my takeaway from yesterday when only one other team in the division actually played. And it was kind of a weak slate. It was a great day to just be on the couch. I had a great time on the couch with my 2 dogs and my good friend Scott Hansen on Red Zone. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great football. Not great games yesterday. The Halloween witching hour did not save us. But all in all, that's my lesson from yesterday. All these games are going to keep mattering. The NFL is going to keep being weird. To pick up another thing from yesterday from VF in the chat. Said, whatever you think of Indiana Jones, how is the answer not obviously the team with the current best record in football? They're playing an easy schedule, but still. And look, man, Ice Pyro mentions the Patriots with Vrabel and Drake May, as opposed to Steichen and Jones. I get it. They all deserve to be up where they're at right now. And I was asked this this morning on my my regular radio hit down in Wichita. Where do I stand on the Colts and Broncos and Patriots? And I said, well, I think you're going to probably be able to tell what really convinces me in the NFL. You're going to be able to tell what convinces me by my answer here, which is that I am lukewarm but positive on the Colts, kind of just buying the Patriots, and such a doubter of the Broncos. And that's largely quarterback analysis, which isn't because that one guy is so much more important than the other 21 guys combined. I'm not even sure that's true. But I do think that your Super Bowl aspirations lean on your quarterback even more than your regular season aspirations do. Can Daniel Jones do that all year? Maybe. Maybe. He's done it long enough. When I told you I'm going to underreact and look smart more often than not, I've been underreacting to the Colts over and over and over again. Now here we are. I don't know. Will they look like they've been found out against a better team? Sure. You really want to say that a team that has really is a coin flip from being undefeated in Indianapolis? Are you going to tell me that team is utterly fraudulent? I don't think I can do that. I don't want to believe in put my money on a Daniel Jones Super Bowl run either. That seems crazy. It also might be the only way to go. I think you can do the difference between Super Bowl teams and playoff teams and top of the line contenders and teams that do have the quarterback and teams that probably don't. But it's an interesting AFC right now. Colts and Patriots, interesting. Broncos, you have to acknowledge, I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. And so in the meantime, like Rachel said in the chat just a little bit ago, right now the Chiefs have to steal a phrase from across the division. Just win, baby. Go in, stay healthy, get out. You do that for me, and you're going to be there at the top of the AFC West at the end of the year. You're going to have your path to the AFC. It's a hard thing to make a meal out of, but I think that's the place we're at right now. The top few teams in the AFC aren't rolling over. The AFC West isn't rolling over. The Chiefs can't roll over. Got to keep winning these games against teams like the Commanders tonight. We'll talk more about that on the other side of a little timeout. Two things first, though. First of all, I just needed to address this because it seems like a hair compliment from VF is Epic, asking if I use gel, spray, or molding clay to get my hair to sit like this. Thank you for asking about my hair. Not since Seth Kaiser on Only Weird Games have you found someone so eager to talk about their hair as me here today. This is some like leave-in conditioner and a couple days of neglect. I started using a hair dryer again to just kind of get it to move backwards some. Really trying to figure out what this medium long hair life looks like for me. The most gassed up I've ever been in my life happened recently, actually. I texted my longtime barber, hairstylist. I don't know what he likes to be called, but he's the only guy who's cut my hair for quite a long time. And so I texted him, who I haven't texted him about a haircut since December. It's been nearly a year. And I took a selfie and texted him. I said, hey, I think it's about that time. Think it's about that time. This is the longest my hair has been in maybe ever. I may want to keep a little bit of the length, but I gotta shape this up a little bit. And my barber, my hairstylist, the guy who I pay money to cut my hair, said no. He went, no, it looks great like that. What are you talking about? Embrace that. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I will. Renee's in the chat also saying that I need more hair support. This is because Renee has pushed me down this road. At one point, she was like, hey, I think I was considering a haircut. She's like, I like it long. Let it grow. And so I've been letting it grow. And I've had a few stages in the last 10 months where I'm like, I don't think I can survive the so-called awkward stage. Renee has supported it and in fact incentivized it, but it's still hard for me to tell when she's just lying because, I'm supposed to believe her? Take her word for it? You kidding me? But then there's this comment here from NRH. Sorry, some of the names don't show up anymore because I think YouTube changed something, and now everyone just has their usernames again. Apologies. Thank you, NRH. If you don't trust your wife, then trust your barber. That really is what that did for me. I'm like, okay, well, my wife is incentivized to at least keep me in a generally positive headspace. My barber's incentivized to take my money from haircuts. So that meant I had to take it. I had to take that under advisement. And, sometimes you hear the word of a trusted advisor and you think, you know what? I actually should take their word on this one because they have earned that trust. Speaking of which, it's time for me to tell you about our friends at Kansas City Cannabis. Everything else is brought to you by KC Cannabis, kccannabis.com. If you want to check it out, see their deals, see what they got online. It's, of course, for adult use only. I got to clarify that for you because, you want to make sure you have the best experience from people who do care about the things like the regulations, like having the best people for the job in front of you there. Several things are special about Kansas City Cannabis. The number one thing that I think you ought to know as the state of Missouri has dispensaries popping up in all these different corners, KC Cannabis is for Kansas City, from Kansas City. They are truly local. They're not based in some other state, shipping in here to try to make this whole market theirs. They are a Kansas City company through and through. I think that's really, really cool, and it's pretty rare as well. They're locally owned, a community-rooted company. They got 5 KC area locations. Again, they were built up here, not transplanted in from somewhere else. If you want to go in and get the educational side of things, you can walk into any of those 5 Kansas City Cannabis locations. You can walk in as a newbie and say, hey, I'm new here. I'm looking for XYZ, whatever it may be for you. They are the people to go to. Ask the bud tenders, and they are going to lead you down the right path. I've been so impressed by the customer service there and by the knowledge base. They know so much behind that counter, and they're never going to make you feel small or stupid for not being the expert that they are. I know that's an anxiety that a lot of people have when it comes to the dispensary process. So if that's you, you're going to find the right people for you at Kansas City Cannabis. And if you're a veteran of the industry, if you know exactly what you like and you just want an incredible selection, an incredible menu to pick from, well, KC Cannabis has got you there as well. Coffee in the chat says, trim the beard and take about an inch off the bottom. Halloween. By Halloween, I'm going to have a much cleaner face. I'm going to take it, though. I'm gonna take the hair feedback. Needs a trim? I kind of agree, Lark's mom. I'm assuming that makes you a mom, which also means your opinion has more clout. I don't know why I'm like that, but it's true. I'm going to get a little bit of a trim. You're going to check out kccannabis.com and enjoy what some of Kansas City's absolute best people have with Kansas City's absolute best product. Check it out online, kccannabis.com.
Looking for premium products in Kansas City? Whether you're new to the world of dispensaries or a seasoned enthusiast, we've got just what you're looking for. Proudly Kansas City owned and operated, with 5 convenient locations in Kearney, Blue Springs, Excelsior Springs, KC North, and Lake Lotawana. And our knowledgeable team can help educate and guide you so you can feel confident in every choice you make. Come see for yourself what makes us the most trusted name in Kansas City.
The chat single-handedly doing more to save my mental health today than I've done for it in months, if not years. Thank you for that, as always. Tucker D. Franklin joining us now to talk a little Chiefs commies. We've talked about this game a lot, Tucker, and I still don't have like a single strong emotion about it. I don't know. Where's your hair journey, by the way? You've been getting pretty fresh cuts for a while now.
Yeah, I have been. I had to push back, so last week I had a haircut scheduled. I've been doing haircuts every 6 weeks with my guy, Roland. Sorry, forgot his name. Roland is my guy. He actually, fun fact, how I found him, Alan Polito's Instagram. He was Alan Polito's barber when he was in Kansas City. He still cuts a lot of the sporting KC guys' hair. But Roland is the man. I love him. He just moved into a new space over there by the Chicken and Pickle in Overland Park. So like when I'm down in the office, I try to match up the times I go down to the office to where I can get haircuts. And I was actually going to be down. I was going to go down to I was doing 101 The Fox pregame show, which you'll hear me on, I guess, today.
Hell yeah.
But you'll be listening to Josh and also 101 The Fox at the same time. So listen
We're
to
gonna
both
fight.
of them at the same time.
Turn on two radios. Listen to both simultaneously. That's the way God intended.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. But yeah, I realized I hadn't promoted that I was going to be on that. But I will be on 101 The Fox with Kendall Gammon, Marley Campbell, and Sparks as well. So all of those fine folks, I'll be with them. But I was going down to get a haircut, and then I realized I had double booked myself with between filling in for BJ Kissel, who usually does the 101 The Fox, the pregame show. I was filling in for BJ there, and I had booked a haircut at the same time. So I had to push my haircut back. It's a little long right now. I've got it in a hat because it's not done, right? I don't want to...
Sure.
I don't want to throw out a...
That's another thing that I've just started embracing. I'm just not hiding under a hat right now and waiting for people to say things. And today it worked out great for me, so I don't know how that happened.
No, it looks good.
I haven't showered
It looks
today
good.
or anything.
Tara noticed when we went to the 15 of my homies gala, you got out of the car because I think you guys were just like a couple cars in front of us on the valet, and she's like, "Josh's hair looks good," is what she said. And I was like, "Yeah,
that's huge."
yeah,
You got to say that to me next time. But the fact that you got that to me eventually is massive. Thank you.
I forgot to bring it up to you. But
I'm in a very fragile place right now. Just in general.
My hair journey's good. I got a haircut coming up. I had to move it, and Roland is a very busy guy, right? He's a very busy guy, so I kind of had to push it back a couple weeks. But I've been doing beard trims every 2, and then because he'll then clean up my beard because I do not trust myself to trim my own beard.
Really?
He does it, yeah, no, I don't. He does it so much better than I do, and like he'll do it like he can line it up better, and I could just like he's like just follow the lines that I make for you. And I was like, yes, Roland, I do, and then I think. What if I kind of take it down a little bit over here?
Why did you do that? I'll cut your beard for less than he's paying you.
Yeah, probably. But
you're paying him. If he's paying you, then I guess that you got a good deal.
That'd be a good deal. But Roland said that, and I haven't brought this up to BJ or really anyone in the chat during our live streams, where he's like, "Hey, if you want to stream from here, you can stream." And I was like, while I get my haircut, we stream. How awesome would that be? Chat?
It's a great idea. It's
like I'm in the chair. And he's got a great spot on Overland Park. He just got, as I mentioned, it was by Chicken and Pickle, just kind of over there in that area. But great spot, new studio where it's a lot bigger than his old one. So he's got, I think, 6 chairs in there. So he's got a bunch of different barbers in there. It's a great atmosphere. But I thought, man, how funny would it be if I was just live streaming while getting my haircut?
I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. You can do a TikTok edit of it afterwards, where like you have him like purposefully screw up your entire look for your before filming, and then afterwards you leave with just the sharpest lines ever known to a human face. You're like, man, is that drawn on? No, it's crispy.
Yeah, no, he's a man. I love Roland.
That's a great idea. VF in the chat says, RIP to the audio-only listeners this episode. All you need to know is that apparently my hair looks great and long, and Tucker's wearing a hat. That's all. It's just, listen, audio. I think that the audio-only listeners can still hear my insecurity. Like, I don't think that you have to be here to see how much I'm second-guessing. Like, I might trim my beard after the show today because that one commenter gave me feedback that I happen to agree with. This is all about confirming priors and insecurities. That's all this comes down to.
That's the only reason why we go live to a group of people, is so we can confirm our priors.
Here's this one. Are you going bald? I don't even know if that's for you or me. Maybe that's why I'm holding on to my hair. I'm afraid that if I cut it off again, it's never going to come back. It's terrifying. So that's what I'm worried about, and my wish is that people will continue to compliment my. This is it. We're talking about Chiefs Commanders.
Yep.
As we promised once to do. I really am in this headspace. You can go straight to One Worry, One Wish, Tucker. If we don't do the mobile game graveyard today, it's never gonna happen.
That's actually true.
If we have more Chiefs commies, we can get to it.
I did upload the ass list as well that after Sunday Night
fantastic.
Football, if you want to talk about that, but we do need to talk about this football game, yeah.
Well, look, we've talked about it a bunch. We talked about it some on Friday, and so we talk about it more today. I guess my worry at this point, and this is something short of just like football happening, because that's the worry every week. I guess I'm a little bit worried that this pokes any sort of hole in the Chiefs' pass defense. Like the idea of having Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel both out there, I'm not really that worried. about the running game completely undercutting where the Chiefs are at, because they've just proven time and time again against very good and some better, mostly better running backs with more pedigree at least than old Bill here, Krosky Merritt. I really do think that they're going to be okay in that spot. So you say, all right, this is another test. There's like, you've got some really talented pass catchers, but as you've noted several times, Trent McDuffie has won the Deebo Samuel matchup a number of times. Terry McLaurin's very good, but he's just getting back out onto the field right now. I guess I'm worried that there's a little bit of reevaluation after this game and go, okay, well. Marcus Mariota didn't light them up, but they didn't smother those guys. I guess that's my worry, but it's not a terribly pressing one.
Yeah, my worry lies on the defensive side of the ball too. It's the pass rush, and again, this is an offensive line that's not necessarily world beaters. Connolly has had a tough start to the season, right? Yeah. They've got Allegretti over there. I think he's been like their 6th offensive lineman. Andrew Wiley is also over there. So they got some guys that the Chiefs are familiar with. I don't think those guys are necessarily playing. It'd probably be beneficial to the Chiefs if these guys did play. Right. But their offensive line isn't as bad as the Raiders' offensive line is, and it's not like as good as maybe their own offensive line is, right? And we've seen some struggles with the pass rush. We've seen some struggles getting after the quarterback. I mean, even against the Raiders, they had 1 sack, Josh, against the Raiders in that awful offensive line. Now, granted, there's a lot of things that I think that the Raiders did. Getting the ball out of the hands of Geno Smith quick was one of them. Yeah. And they only played 30 snaps. So that also does play into it. It is actually insane. So I want to see some more from the pass rush here. We talked about the defensive tackle situation. Omar Norman Law with his injury. He's going to be out for the year. Derek Nottie hasn't necessarily been playing great, and you're going to need something else from the inside. We're going to see. I don't know if you caught. Have they announced the elevations? They would have had to already, right? The standard elevations have to happen.
I sure
24
haven't. No, I think you're right, but I have not seen. They had to.
I'm going to the Chiefs.
One of the D tackles, right?
Yeah, I'm going to the Chiefs Twitter account right now.
I was doing the same.
Haven't necessarily. It doesn't look like that they have tweeted out.
That's usually a Matt Derrick push notification for me, and I have not gotten one of those.
Yeah. So again, this would be the second week in a row they don't have a standard elevation of anyone from their practice squad, which would be wildly interesting considering the situation that they do have at defensive tackle.
I guess that's like a little bit of a vote of confidence in Mike Dana. I guess like he can play some inside. But also, I thought for sure we'd see. They also have 3 defensive tackles on their practice squad. What are they for if not this?
Right. I have also the Chiefs, Matt McMullen, and like a lot of people are tweeting out the link to buy tickets. I don't know what's going on. Are people just not showing up to this game? Like, is there just like not a lot of people going to be in attendance to this game? But like, they've tweeted out
Monday Night Football backup Mariota.
Gross weather. It's supposed to be 56 degrees. Tonight at Arrowhead.
Window cracked 24/7 this week. Like I want that chill.
It's been one of those things where like it's kind of been like a cloudy, misty, cold, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I think maybe that might be a part of it.
No, that's fair.
But I think that like it's just very interesting that like Tickets for Less also said that hey, there's tickets also on Tickets for Less right now, less than $100, and you can use promo code KCSN. And get the best available deal possible. So, like, if you are on the fence about going to the Chiefs game, go to Tickets for Less, use that code KCSN, you'll get the best deal possible, which is, like, if you're in Kansas City, just be like, oh, maybe I'll just go. You should go and do that because apparently there's plenty of good seats available.
I know this is very easy for me to say because my job is that I'm going to be inside doing radio today and tonight. I think I would pull the trigger on that. Like, I remember looking at some Chiefs games last year being like, what would it take to, like, be able to make it out there to a game in person and not having any radio things last year? And I remember looking at tickets, and I don't remember ever finding a deal that good. And this is kind of a fun one, night game. So, interesting.
But yes, back to the pass rush. That's my worry. No pressure on Marcus Mariota and let him do whatever he wants. That would be a nightmare, actually. That is a nightmare. Letting Marcus Mariota dice up the Chiefs, yeah, that's a nightmare.
I think that lets our worries kind of go hand in hand that way because the Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel yak situation is not going to happen without Mariota having some time to make those decisions. I just saw you just popped up like you just saw something crazy. I don't know if that's a show crazy thing or just a crazy thing that you've seen.
No, I did see it's a show crazy thing because I clicked on the link to buy tickets. You can go to this game for $77.
And good connection point here from the chat means you won't have to listen to Troy Aikman.
That is a great point. All of these tickets
Now-
that I'm seeing right now are in the 300 section, but like there's not a bad seat at Arrowhead, so like it doesn't really
You
matter.
can throw in an AirPod and listen to the Chiefs radio network. Mitch Holthus, Dana
True.
Hughes,
You
Josh
can hold it on
Klingler.
delay This is a question for you. I've never asked this before. They play the sound right to sync up with the kickoff. Does that happen?
I don't know if I know the answer to the question you're asking or if I know the question you're asking.
Oh, okay. So
I'm
here,
not
let me-
protecting
let me-
trade secrets. I'm not sure what you're asking.
Yeah, okay. So let me ask it different this way. So people who want to sync the broadcast, the radio broadcast up with the TV broadcast, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I have heard before. I don't know if this is true. Somebody in the chat might be able to tell me that they play like a sound like the like when the kickoff happens,
Oh.
so you know to sync up. That sound plays when they kick the football on like the kickoff, so you can have it sync up with what's all going on. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I have heard.
I don't know either. I'm envisioning the sound. I'm hearing the sound in my
Yeah.
head that you're talking about now.
pretty good
I don't know
replication
if
of
that
it,
is why
wasn't it?
that's there. Yeah.
I feel like I nailed it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, no, you absolutely killed it. I thought you just played it off your soundboard. That you made that noise with your mouth?
Every kickoff they do it is what Paul says. So like I don't know if it's because it's to sync up, but I know that they do it every kickoff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd suggest listening to the radio, and you can sync that up on your. It's never been easier to sync that up for yourself, right? With the difference of being able to play it off of your laptop or maybe on your phone, depending on where you're at on that.
Maybe I gotta do that. Maybe I'll do that tonight.
You should. You should. I think Monday Night Football is a great time to do that.
So I was just listening to Russell Dork.
I forgot about it. I knew he had a hard time. I didn't hear him last time. I knew he had a hard time. I'm Pure Radio now, and it's good. Lily agrees. No more. We're turning on the radio tonight.
Right.
Our worries go hand in hand there because I think that they are going to end up showing themselves in a very similar way. I think my wish is that we just see the Chiefs offense keep chugging here, baby. Yeah. The passing offense hasn't. I don't need it to be 40-point game, but if you want to say it's a nice 31-13 kind of deal, I guess if you told me it's like a controlling but not super impressive final score of 31-21 or something like that, which I think would cover where it's at right now. I'd like to see the passing game just do it again. Just stack another performance where you say, hey, that's a depleted secondary or a struggling pass defense. Let's just keep doing this over and over and over again. I don't care if Rashee Rice gets the bulk of the work. I don't care if it's a Travis Kelce game or a Juju or a Hollywood or a Worthy game, whatever it is. But make the passing offense look good again today. And then I guess the wish every week, get out as healthy as you can. You don't expect to see, obviously, Josh Simmons or Trey Smith in this game tonight. Right. So you can't really afford any more injuries on the offensive line. But I'd like for Xavier Worthy to be something resembling 80% by the Bills game, if that's reasonable. I don't know where he's at now. I'm just kind of throwing darts, but I'd like to hear that, yeah.
I do think that like having Trey Smith now play this game is probably the right call. And I remember when I saw that come out and it was like, okay, that makes sense. Like I get that. You feel confident in where your backup your backup guard is with Caliendo. So it's not like it's the end of the world. It's not like, oh no, they're going this is Chernobyl right now. You know, Chernobyl, sorry. I always say chair instead of sure. But it's one of those.
I'll be honest, man. I was trying to catch up on a confusing comment or getting back a couple, and then I heard you mention Chernobyl, and I was like, uh-oh, what did I miss?
Yeah, just Kingsley's preseason snaps.
Oh, yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, so.
Boy, you could have given me 1,000 guesses.
No, Kingsley's recovery of like where he's gone and like his growth needs to be studied. I know a lot of people are like, well, he just played better. This was like, yeah, I know he played at that position and it was still bad. So like, I don't know how we can talk about that, but I do think that like that's the right call. Putting Trey Smith out of this game is okay. Like this is a game that they're not necessarily going to need Trey Smith in. This is a okay defensive line. It's not a defensive line that is full of like the New York Giants defensive line, right? That they played earlier this season, or even like the Chargers defensive line, right? It's not at that point at all. It's not even the Broncos defensive line. So they've got plenty of room for error right there on the offensive side of the ball. And Josh, kind of like, I think your wish is kind of what a lot of people's wish is, right? Is that this offense still looks good. Like this offense, just keep it going. And Matt Verder and I have talked about this for the last few shows when it comes down to the offensive like success rate of like getting points. like at 71% or something like that on their drives. The starters are when the starters are in. That is absolutely insane. To talk like it's truthfully unsustainable, and like it's one of those things that like it's not going to be able to be one of those things where you can keep up all the time. But like I want to see in this game, Josh, my wish for this game is for it to be a dominant defensive performance. We've seen the dominant offensive performances. To see a dominant defensive performance where you're getting takeaways, where you're stifling the offense, where you're only letting them run 30 plays, you're only letting them get 3 first downs. Wait a second. You got to be able to do that against a team that is a competent football team. Like this is
functioning even.
This is a different team than the Raiders, right? Like this is a better football team than the Raiders. I know that the Commanders are not that good of a football team. Like that is true, but they're still better than the Raiders. So they're a few tiers up on the ass list. I will say that when it comes down to it. If Jaden Daniels was their quarterback, it'd be a little bit different. You feel a little bit better about trying to contain them, and you'd feel better if they had a good defensive performance, right? But against Marcus Mariota, you kind of expect that. But what it really needs to come down to is you have to win the games you're supposed to, right? It's a big college thing, right? Win the games you're supposed to. This is one of those games where you really just need to win the game you're supposed to. I wish that they just dominate on defense. Like that'd be a fun game to do it. If they dominate on defense, it's going to then turn into an offensive outpouring, I think.
You know what? I'm gonna add in one more little worry here. I'm gonna add in one free worry, and then we can talk about others. Yeah, isn't that fun? Free worries. I'm giving them out. You come to my door on Halloween, I'll give you a free worry. Just something you're probably not worried about that you should be.
Right.
How do you feel about the ice cap?
Climate change. Okay.
Hey, look at us. At least we're synced up on that. That's nice, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Here's my okay, fine. Here's my second free worry. I can't remember what I was gonna say.
The economy. Wait.
It's completely gone. Oh, I got it. I remembered. Sorry, the real worries got in there a little bit and kind of shook the chief worry out. I've forgotten again. Nope, I've got it.
Housing market. Oh, okay, sorry.
I can't do that bit again because I don't know what your next worry is going to be. But it's not going to be. I bet we're going to get. It's going to get real funny.
We're getting real close.
We sure are. You know what is actually kind of weird?
What's that?
The energy of this game is a little weird right now.
Yeah.
It's a home game. It's an extra day. It's a NFC team you see once every 4 years.
Correct.
It's Monday Night Football on this like dreary, rainy Monday night. I don't think the Chiefs will lose this game out of pure weirdness. But I do think we are in the danger zone of whatever happened in week 1 and week 2 when everybody came out. Bless you, Tucker. When everybody came out and went, yeah, man, we just had no energy. Nobody cared. This game happened and we were all surprised when it kicked off. Like, what? What? That's not quite a direct Andy Reid quote from the first couple of weeks, but it's kind of what it felt like. Yeah, it's like, no, we just didn't have any energy. We need to be focused. Like, oh. What do you mean? What you guys were in St. Joe for 6 months just doing 1,000 things every day. What are you talking about? Anyway, I think because of the start and because of how these last few weeks have gone, I don't think that is a likely occurrence tonight.
Right.
But I do think it's on the table that this, last week was like, well, could this be a trap game? I don't even think a trap game really counts. I don't know how much I believe in the concept of an NFL trap game because you really do have to spend your available 3 to 6 days getting ready for the team you're going to face off with. You're not sneaking in Bills film work this week. In my understanding, the Chiefs defensive line is not getting in some extra Bills tape today. So some of the coaching staff will move on and start getting it, but I think that's
for sure. Yeah.
That's standard practice for how they all do that. I don't think it's a trap game. I think it would make sense if you're a team that has won your last 2 games 61-17 total, which is what it's been, and then next week is the Bills, and then it's your bye week. The Chiefs are right now, as we stand, a game away from a huge game and 2 games away from a break. And so if you're getting any sort of look ahead, senioritis, everything's just a little bit weird. I actually think this is kind of the week when it's not complacency, but last week they clearly had something to come out and thump the Raiders with. Now, I think the biggest game of their regular season is 6 days from now, and their bye week immediately follows that. So I think there's my worry might be, my secondary worry might be energy related.
Yeah.
I do think they have the right people at the helm here where that's not going to happen again after it happened at the beginning of the year, but something I'm thinking about with the window cracked open and the vibes being as odd as they are.
Well, I think that to echo that worry, when you have the team account and accounts related to the team tweeting out links to get tickets,
right.
Kickoff is also one of those things that I think,
Yeah.
vibes-wise, is one of those things. I want to show you something that I wrote down. Let me make sure that I'm not going to show this side because I think that's a state secret that I can't necessarily show yet. I don't think you can really see this, but it says...
Hasn't come into focus yet.
Excited not to write Commanders anymore for the next 4 years. I have actually hated writing Commanders and like how long the Commanders name, as somebody who has to write like YouTube titles, right? And likes to keep them within 65 to 70 character, anything less than 70 really. Trying to fit Commanders into a YouTube title, that is already 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 10 characters for a team name. Unreal. I'm tired of it. Football team would have been worse, but Warhogs would have been sick. That was my leader in the clubhouse. Imagine if they had like a pig and a plane on their logo. That'd be so sick.
No, that would have been fantastic. I think I have called them the Washington football team on multiple occasions this week by accident, and I do still kind of enjoy that. But you're right. I mean, that would have been an SEO nightmare in its own right.
Yeah.
Chiefs beat Washington. And we're taking on a whole thing. And now does that mean the state?
Is that the state or DC or
the WFT DC, WDCFT maybe. I see they had to get a name out there. I get it. Commanders is pretty long.
Commanders is long. But I know there's a lot of people that like I see your beards in the chat. Shut up, beards. Said they'll always be football team in my heart. I think they could have been they could have gotten away with still being the football team. I like the name Commanders. Truthfully, I know there's some people that don't like it. I think it's a cool name, but I think it's just too damn long.
Yeah, and some of their uniform decisions have not made that.
The black ones are so bad, dude. Like the black helmets,
the lines around the name, where it's like it looks like it's I don't know, man.
They put the logo in the front of the helmet.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. And calling them the commies, as we have done multiple times today,
sick,
great, but also not helping the YouTube SEO. Unless maybe it does. I don't know. But it's not getting you the bites at the apple that you need. Okay.
This also means two different things. Commanders and commies, I feel like, means two different things.
Right. It's not just calling the Buccaneers the Bucks, which is although I guess the Milwaukee Bucks might have an issue with that. It's spelled different. I don't know. Maybe they're just no good team. Well, no, we've put this in our Google Doc. We're going to eventually do the full team rebrand, like minor league style. We will do that at some point, and that'll be fantastic. Also, I should mention, since we mentioned the Bills things here, a comment from Ed in the chat noting that Ed Oliver is almost certainly going to be out against the Chiefs coming up next week. They're fearing a torn bicep, and so it could be a long absence. Not official there, but it does seem like he's certainly not likely to play against the Chiefs here in 6 days. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and we are going to shuffle through our mobile game graveyard. And I was scrolling through earlier. I have a lot more than I thought I did when we thought we had too many. So we'll do that next.
Looking to remodel your home and in search of a top-quality company to do the job? Contact Elenco. Since 1986, Elenco has been the remodeler of choice for customers throughout Kansas and Missouri. As a family-owned and operated business, Elenco provides customers top-quality products and unbeatable service straight from their family to yours. From windows and doors to siding, insulation, and bathroom renovations, there's no need that Elenco can't meet and exceed. Elenco only installs products that have proven track records of success, such as the Kohler Luckstone shower system. Elenco's installers are factory-trained professionals who know how to get the job done, not only quickly, but flawlessly. Whether you're located in Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita, or a rural town in northeastern Kansas or western Missouri, Elenco will come to you. Go to elencohome.com for more information. That's ALENCO home.com. Again, elencohome.com for more information and contact them about all your home improvement needs.
Chiefs Kingdom, I have got a question for you. What is your favorite touchdown? Well, for me, I can confidently say that my favorite touchdown, it's the next one, because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From the first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. From spreads to money lines, same-game parlays, regular parlays, you want it, DraftKings has got it. Here's the best part. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. I use DraftKings Sportsbook, and you should too. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code KCSN. That's code KCSN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum minus 500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
So this is an idea we came up with a month ago, maybe.
Yeah, a while ago, yeah.
Early in this show's existence. We're gonna do it today. Yeah, it's a game day, but we've talked about this game plenty. And I feel like this might be the thing that can. Well, let me ask you this question, Tucker.
Yep.
Do you know the most popular gaming device in the world? Do you know what it is?
Is it your cell phone? Is it the phone mobile?
It's your phone. And
Wow.
am I making that up?
That.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure it's true.
Okay.
There are a lot of Nintendo Switches, a lot of PlayStations, fewer Xboxes than there used to be. But you know what everybody's got? Everybody's got a smartphone. And these things have a surprisingly heavy amount of processing power when you really look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I am of two minds on the mobile game front. I really love what I will call, in a way that does make the mobile games seem looked down upon, I like real video games. And I like playing them on real consoles.
Yeah.
But a bunch of games really hit their stride in the mobile form factor. It's always on you, and anybody can opt in and check one of these out. So we are going to go through our mobile game graveyard. I'm going to mention a few games that are not in my graveyard, but are maybe on game life support. That might be kind of bleak. I don't know. Game hospice is not going to be, don't put that, that would be a worse lower third graphic, I think. So I'll shout out some games that I'm still playing, and we'll get into the graveyard. Tucker, let me ask you this. I have a folder on my home screen called games.
Yeah.
You know, they hold 9 games per page within the games folder.
Yeah.
How many pages is your folder?
Well, here's the thing. I just go over to, because you know all these apps have categories, right? If you download an app, it has a category.
Sure.
I don't have none of the games are on my home screen.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I've got to go. I got to go over to swipe over to all your apps where you see them.
Sure.
And I don't know if really anyone can see this. Also, all of these are offloaded on my phone. This is what we're working with right now when it comes to games. I mean, it is.
So you've got more in your games section than I do. I've got 8 pages in my folder, but I've got more still on here than you do right now. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I've got a ton here. I actually had to change my home screen layout so I can see the names of the games, because I have the big.
Oh, I needed to do the same thing. Actually, I did the same thing. I did this in advance of this problem today.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to rip off some games that I would recommend in good faith and that I am currently playing on a somewhat regular basis, okay? Here's what I got for you. Tucker and I are both iPhone boys. I have Apple Arcade. I don't know if Tucker does.
Ooh,
I really feel like I should probably stop paying for it. There's no way I'm getting my money's worth, but Renee also uses it to play Balatro, and that alone is worth, hundreds of dollars a month. Even though you can just buy Balatro. Anyway, we'll check on that later. Games that I'm actively playing and having an excellent time with. The New York Times Games app. I finally started paying for New York Times Games because they put the mini crossword behind a paywall, and I love the mini crossword, and they went on a sale just now. So it's like $12 for the year or whatever instead of $75 for the year. So I'm in on that, and it rules. Mini crossword, Wordle connections, 3 great games. I love that. Everybody should play Balatro. Balatro. Some people will call it Balatro. I don't know who's right, but it's one of the best video games ever made. It's doing one thing. It's not a sprawling open world. It's a roguelike card game, but it's incredible, and Renee has played 10 times as much of it as I have. I don't think that's an exaggeration. I love Balatro. It's free with Apple Arcade, or it's $10 on iOS or Android. It's perfect on mobile. Huge fan of that. I am still playing that Ultimate Football GM game, and this is just my front page of my folder here. Offsuit is a poker game, a very light UI poker game. You can play against other people. I'm usually just playing against AI, but it's a well dealt, no pun intended, I suppose, well dealt poker game. And then Merge Maestro is a relatively new addition that I still have not gotten the paid version for, but a really nice little matching game that has some kind of Balatro-y elements in terms of the roguelikeness of it all. That's my front page, Tucker. Give me into your graveyard here. I got a graveyard coming.
So here's the thing. I don't really play anything. When I'm looking at this now, basically all these games are offloaded because I don't really play any of the games.
Sure.
This is my really bad habit. Let me tell you about my mobile games. Is I will have a game and it will have an ad for another game, and I will see just the worst gameplay possible happening on that app on that game. And I said, that's not how you do that. Let me download it and show them how they can do it. And then as I'm showing them how it's actually done, I see another ad for a game with the worst gameplay imaginable. And I'm thinking, why would you have this guy make a burger? You can just have this other guy make a burger, and then you can do this. And then I go and play that game. And then I get, while I'm playing that game, I see an ad for another game of like Lumberjack Incorporated or whatever it is, where you got to cut the logs up. And I'm like, why would you buy more logs? You need more trucks to haul those logs. So then I get into that. And so it's a vicious cycle, especially this is like a really bad off-season thing for me, is sometimes I'll be sitting at my desk thinking that I'm working, but I'm just playing mobile games all the time. So I haven't been doing this a lot. There's a lot of these idle. Have you ever seen like the idle, like
oh yeah,
umbrella? There's like idle tycoon coaster tycoon. There's idle carnival tycoon. You know, there's all different kinds of idle games that are in my graveyard.
Several of those I have deleted out of my graveyard because I'm afraid to see the tombstone and decide to dig them back up.
Yeah. Frozen City is one that I've been going on for a while. And look, and there's some, like, sometimes you just have to play the hits, and this is a reason I keep a lot of these on here. Like Candy Crush, sometimes you got to play the hits, right?
Sometimes it's there. Sometimes you need an old friend.
I need Candy Crush. Hill Climb Racer, remember that one? That one was a fun one to play.
What?
No, you don't?
Oh,
dude, that was hot in the streets in high school for me. Jetpack Joyride, another banger. Subway Surfers, bangers. I mean, like, you have to add the bangers. I
can't read a book unless I'm playing Subway Surfers on my phone in the other hand.
Right. I can't listen to anything unless I'm doing Subway Surfers. I accidentally opened Trivia Crack. My gosh.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I know. And it's, I love a good trivia game. Sporkle's something I've been playing recently too. Accidentally opened that one. But yeah, there's just so many games that, like, why do I have like candle dipping in here? Oh, probably because I saw them make
dipping.
Yeah, it said I just saw somebody dipping candles in a really bad poor gameplay and said I definitely have to show them how it's done. Or I don't even know what some of these are. Color matching. Oh, have you seen the color matching one where you have to match the color of the object? That's a crazy one.
No, I know we are playing different mobile games for sure, which I feel like is good.
Flag painting, where you paint flags.
You just reading the name of these apps is good content.
Flip dunk. Flip dunk. Yeah, you do a lot of flips for dunks. I beat that game, and they haven't came up with more levels of it, so I quit playing it. Heyday actually is one of them. I know you asked me for a few, but I just keep rolling through those.
That's fine. I've got a bleep ton more too. We're gonna.
Heyday is one that I played for a very long. This was a COVID thing Whereas like it's like kind of like Farmville, right? But for like your mobile phone.
And it's not, to be clear, it's not the video game Payday where you like rob banks and stuff. Okay.
I build
Different
a farm
Payday.
is what it is. You build a farm, you sell farm products, you have you have animals, you don't butcher them, but you feed them and you maintain crops. It's from Supercell as well as like, so it's a Supercell game. High school so big into Clash of Clans, man. Clash of Clans, Boom Beach. You ever play Boom Beach?
I've seen ads for Boom Beach. I'm aware of Clash of Clans. I can check. I don't think I've ever even downloaded Clash of Clans. And if that's the case, I'm going to keep it that way and let my App Store history be clear. Oh God,
that's the thing. That's the thing
dude.
About Clash of Clans, dude. Is it just
Royal Match that's the one that I always get the ads for. That's one where you get bad gameplay. It's like the king's drowning. I could definitely save the king.
Yeah. My favorite ones are Pokemon Go in the chat from Jake. Shout out.
Pokemon Go is waning in my life because I don't leave the house as often now. I do most of my work from home, and it's like, and Rudy moved to Wichita, and it was like, okay, well, who else am I trading this with? If Renee was playing Pokemon Go, fine, but That's
a game you want to play with people. You can't, like, if you're playing Pokemon Go by yourself.
Opened it up and there's a Rowlet in a Halloween costume, and it's like, well, I gotta catch that, I guess.
Wow.
Since I'm here.
And here's the problem: is I'm not very familiar with the new gen of Pokemon either. Like, I'm more familiar with what was it Kanto? Was that one of them? The Kanto region.
Yes.
That's I think where my knowledge peaks at. That's where it stops. Is the Kanto region.
Okay, I'm not gonna catch any of the rest of these. I'm closing Pokemon Go again because otherwise this segment is over.
We're just gonna be catching Pokemon here. But I'm a big fan of like trivia games and stuff like that. So I've got a few of there. I've got you know the like your Siri app suggestions that it gives you up here.
Yes.
Let me rattle.
Why are you suggesting these? While you check those out here, I'm going to give some sports games that if you want a sports game, you should play these. I've mentioned Ultimate Football GM. I paid for it, and I've played it like an embarrassing amount. All of the Retro Bowl games are good. Apple Arcade has NFL Retro Bowl 26, which is like the officially licensed one that's out now, exclusive to Apple Arcade. Retro Bowl College, the soccer one, Retro Goal, all very good.
Great name.
I have not played as much Retro Goal. Also, Apple Arcade, it's Pocket Card Jockey, I believe is the actual full name there. It is a solitaire game with horse racing mechanics. It's also like it was out on I think it might have come out on DS first.
Oh, interesting.
I think that's where I saw it first. I have it on 3DS now. But it just fits the mobile form factor so much. Pixel Golf Pro is a great shame for me because I got it and I played it, and I think I spent $6 on the full version and then stopped playing it, and so it's just still in there, even though I don't really return to it. The Backyard Sports games are available now. I bought 97. I haven't played it a ton. Papers, Please is a real game that like won awards and stuff, and I bought that and played it for like an hour and have not really gotten back to it. Basketball Club Story is very fun. I was playing that because as I looked, I did fully uninstall and delete and hide from my brain Game Dev Story, where you are making video games in this little mobile video game. It's very fun, but I beat the hell out of it and I still miss it. And it's like, well, but what if I just played more of that again? So that's eventually the fate that this Ultimate Football GM game will fall to. Because some of these, you want them to hit. Papers, Please is a real game that demands your attention. Sometimes, if I'm playing a game on my phone, often I want it to be something I can play during the commercials of Sunday Night Football or whatever it may be, right? So that really, Super Stickman Golf has that problem. Luck Be a Landlord. I've got a Roller Coaster Tycoon game. Vampire Survivors, great game. I'm not playing it anymore. I think I played most of it. I've got like half a dozen in here that I should probably just uninstall. If you have Apple Arcade, you can play Stardew Valley on your phone for free. It rules. It's great. And here's my last one. Universal Paperclips. It's an older idle game. Sort of idle, sort of need to have it up. it's worth playing. It's foundational in that kind of cookie clicker kind of pathway, and it's a very fun take on an artificial intelligence in the game. It is literally black text on a white screen. It is worth, I think, the $1 or whatever it costs to buy it on the App Store. My problem is that I've gotten my money's worth out of it 4 or 5 times over, and it's no longer a good use of my time. So today may be the day that I also go ahead and remove universal paper clips from the graveyard. Some of these deserve to go to mobile game heaven.
Yes,
and
right.
that's where game dev story is, and I think that's where universal paper clips and some others are going. Because God, I got a lot on here.
We're holding them in mobile game purgatory.
Purgatory. You're absolutely right. That's absolutely right, Tucker. Some of if they've been offloaded, but they're still on your home screen or whatever.
Yeah, that's purgatory.
They're in purgatory for sure. You're holding on for yourself, not for them.
Right. For some reason, Among Us actually is still installed on my phone.
Hell
I have not
yeah,
played
dude.
Among Us in a long time. 2048 is one of those games too. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever played that one. Like
Absolutely.
a very mindless, but like also you could really lock into that one too. Like you can play that 2 ways. I think that's
Merge Maestro plays on that with a little more of a twist to it. Very good.
I have a couple of traffic games, Clear the Lot, and some like parking stuff. You know, where you have to like slide
Like the slide block.
It's slide puzzles is really what they are,
Yeah.
but they just package it differently.
Yeah.
Very do enjoy those. The Gardens game, you ever seen that, like Merge Gardens?
Yes.
That game's
Some
been
crazy ads for that one where I think
insane ads.
I'm trying to remember what it was that really got me. One of those games had just like the craziest ad open ever,
Yeah.
but I remember screen recording it like years ago and being like, this is nuts, and I don't remember it now.
I think actually, I want to say, Danny Gonzalez did a whole like YouTube video about
really?
the Gardens place, and it's the crazy like ads that they would do of just like the grandma's getting arrested and hold her hands up and said like he's still alive or something on his hands.
I
It's
think
just, like,
that's the one that I saw. Yeah,
Danny
I remember
Gonzalez, he did
I-
a whole video about it.
the like vague picture I had in my brain was a grandma and some sort of mysterious death.
Yes.
And it's a game about like making your fake house better. And I was
Yes,
like, what
yes,
are
it
they
is.
selling over here?
And I also love how a lot of these games, they see one concept and they just copy it and just like repackage
Yes.
it, right? Royal Match is the same way as like Candy Crush. Like it's the same thing. Like you're packaging it the same way, but there's a little bit different of a twist, right? It's just like the same concept of a game, but packaging it differently. Like Gem Stack, you know those games where you're, like you go and you have to go through like the gates. Like this is a +1, this is a -1.
Those are the ads that get me the most of what you're talking about earlier. Where it's like, if you just shoot through +2 over and over and over again, you'll have way more soldiers.
Right. Yeah, that one is insane. That one is just like, what are you doing here? And I still catch myself and I'm like, wow, that one's I can't imagine. But like, yeah, like there's a lot of games like that. And it's basically I do have Solitaire on here, right? Solitaire's all reliable though. Solitaire's like, oh, you're on the plane and you will need to play a game for a little bit. Yeah, Solitaire. But really, other than that, I got Baccarat on here because I tried to learn Baccarat for a little bit. Apparently, it's
That's
a fun game to
awesome.
play, but I can never really understand it. I don't think because my brain doesn't work like that. Retro Bowl's a good one. You mentioned the Retro Bowl games. I was partial to Retro Bowl College.
Yeah,
And
it's really fun.
it is a fun one. It's a fun one to play as well. The gameplay is fun. I also have Weed Incorporated on here as well. I forgot about that one.
Excellent. I know I've seen the ads for that one and never.
Yeah, Words with Friends. You still got that one?
Oh, not still on here. I loved Words with Friends. That's my New York Times gaming thing is
Words,
is how I scratch that itch now, and I just share those scores with people rather than actually depending on someone to go like head to head. But I'd fire that up for sure. VFS Epic in the chat says Tucker's favorite mobile game. I can confidently say the next one.
100%. Yes, it is.
You got
It's very
you got
good.
Plague in here. Plague Inc. is great.
Oh, remember when that one was so hot in the street before you had to like pay for it, and
Yeah.
it was like kind of free. It was free, and then you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill the world with this," and it was like COVID basically.
Yeah, I played a lot of Plague, and then the world had one. It was like, well,
It's like,
not as fun.
I remember when COVID started, and I thought I've played enough Plague to know that like they've showed symptoms too early. It's
We're gonna be fine.
We're gonna be
hey,
fine.
fellas, we're gonna be okay.
I was so wrong.
Yeah, but you learn. It's funny. I think I've seen multiple comments in a row that are like, yeah, Plague. I wonder what we need. Here's an off-season project. We need to figure out like who published that game. Like, hey, do you have your stats for what happened? Because like, was there a time in late 2020? Was there, or in, I guess early 2020? Was there a time when it like spiked? When people were like, okay, well, this is sort of like I don't know what people's brains were doing during that. No, mine wasn't right. And so, do you see a spike, and then does everyone stop playing the game after? I don't know. It was a life imitating art or whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Megan's also right that some of the New York Times connections categories are extremely sweaty. That's very true. I think the mini crossword is my favorite thing in the world. I once had, I think actually I might have beaten my high score. I definitely have had a 13-second mini crossword puzzle. I think I might have hit a, say again?
Patrick Mahomes action. 13 seconds.
It really is. I'm on that time. I think I got one in 12 a little ways ago. Whoa, Seamus says Plague has made a new game about restarting the wasteland. Interesting. Now they're getting ahead of it again.
Pocket Edition is fine. I like the death. My favorite. Jake said Jake's about to get me in on Minecraft. Don't do it. The Java version is the best. Like I have it on Xbox too. The Java version is the best. It's just way better than Bedrock. Java's better. Java clears. Sorry.
No, I'm glad that you got your final hot take out there today. I think that's about the end of it for me. I have skipped over some games that I just like simply have downloaded and never actually opened. That's I'll tell you what, free plug for Chris Plant's show Post Games. He just did a couple episodes in a row about the too many games problem, putting that in big air quotes. That's mostly about console gaming and PC gaming and everything, but it's very legit when it comes to the mobile game front as well. Apple Arcade has made some big moves. Netflix did some really crazy things to bring games like HEATS to mobile, which is an awesome game. Probably better played with a real controller, but like if you're going to play it on mobile, play it on mobile. So there are just so many games that you're not going to be able to play all of them, and Tucker and I will prove that again and again. We will have other versions of this as we go, games that we find that we do actually play that take over our lives. That's what the everything else section for this show is typically dedicated to. And that's going to do it for over an hour episode. I got to be in a car driving to the radio station in a smaller period of time than I would like to believe. But that's a Game Day Monday and our last one of the season. So we've made it through our 2 Monday Night Football matchups of the year. Almost made it to the second one, I suppose. Thanks for hanging out. As always, Tucker, any final thoughts from you before I say the magic words that get us out of here?
No.
Nope. Hold on. I'm reading. I see a breaking news tweet. And nope. Okay, we're okay. So then my two sets of final words to get us out of here. One, big shout out to KC Cannabis. Thank you for being a part of the show. Check them out online at kccannabis.com. Number two, bye, Mom! This show was great. All the comments at the beginning were about how good my hair looked, and all the comments at the end are about how great of a segment we just did. Thanks, everybody.
It's great.
League of Legends is on mobile? Don't do that.
That's crazy.
Oh, if Chiefs Colts gets lost on Monday night, I'm gonna have a bad time.
They won't do it because they play Thanksgiving the next week.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about this. Okay, good.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness they just play on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right.